Here's my audience.
Hello, this is my final speech, the persuasion speech. What do you see in this picture? A lot of geese? Maybe to some, but to others this is crops and future crops being damaged and a farmer's nightmare. Cause of this is overpopulation of geese. Geese and their overpopulation cause the soil and the crops to be destroyed by the overeating and overpopulation of they cause. Other species of this are affected by the overpopulation of geese. When they go down south to Louisiana, Texas, they cause less feed and food for the geese. The overpopulation of geese is going to be affected, and other animals are getting overpopulated because of gun control. And that's the main point, is that if they take away our guns, we won't be able to hunt. Hunters can only help this overpopulation by doing their duty by taking out, they can take 20 geese at a time a day. And this you think would be a lot of geese, but you see year by year it doesn't really put a dent to the snow geese population. Personally, hunting, I've seen tons of geese. Just in Minnesota, I've seen many geese. But when you go to like the North and South Dakota, you'll see thousands and thousands of geese, and that's in just a couple fields. So you don't just think of like everywhere, all the fields combined, and all the crops that they're eating and everything. Not only are geese overpopulated, deer are also being overpopulated in Minnesota. Overpopulation of deer are causing more car accidents, and same with the geese are ruining crops by they go into your alfalfa fields or corn and eat all your crops. And also after you baled your hay, like my grandpa, he has bales sitting in his front yard, and deer will walk up and just start eating their bales. So by the time he has to use them, he has a half a bale to give to the cows, which they'll need a full bale. And talking about my grandfather, every deer season he would tell us how back in the day when he was my age, there'd be a dozen of him and his friends and family would walk for like 10 miles and only see one deer. Now you look out the window and see a dozen. That's how much overpopulation of the deer have increased in that many years. Deer, the last couple years, deer have been hunted 5 a year a person, but with so many people taking so many deer, the population has kind of went down, so they're kind of watching it so it doesn't get so low like it did. So it's not like hunting when my grandfather was hunting. And like in Roseau, up in Roseau, they have disease of the deer, so they're just sniping out the deer just to test the deer. So, and hunting for the gun, if you take away the guns, we can't hunt. And it's not like we're wasting the deer. People use the deer, take the meat, and that's meat supplied for your family. And the hides can be donated to make leather and everything else. The waste, that's not really, like the bones in that, is not really waste. They can be decomposed and used as fertilizer. Predators, DNR had a great idea to plant timber wolves and cougars in Minnesota, hoping that would decrease the deer population. Well, it's working, but they didn't take effect that there's so many deer out there that the timber wolves and cougars are gonna start multiplying. So now there's a problem with the timber wolves and cougars now being around Minnesota. Effects of overpopulating predators will affect prey, killing them off. If there's so many predators, then the prey will be killed off. And then if there's too much prey, like deer and that, there won't be enough food, and then they'll just kill themselves off by starving and not have enough habitat to live off. California passed a bill for cougars not to hunt them, and with this, the numbers went up, causing more attacks on hikers and bikers and kids and that around cities and towns and that. Now they have controlled hunting in areas to control cougars and people in towns and that. And in conclusion, deer and geese population is a big problem. People who drive or are farmers will be in major danger of car accidents and loss of crops. Gun control will affect the population of deer, and geese will not helping the environment, and they think that it'll help in crime, but it will not affect it'll ruin the environment if they take away our guns. The deer and geese eat the crops, causing erosion, and so that they do this in photo. As you can see, there's deer on the highway causing a car accident, most likely with all those deer. So, when you look at this photo, do you see a lot of geese or a farmer's nightmare? Thank you for listening to my speech. Any questions? Thank you.